That's enough dilly-dallying. I sound like I'm dying, but I assure you I am not. I'm merely just coughing. So, hello. Hold up, I need to get the music started. Let's do that one. So, I apologize in advance for all the coughing that's going to be taking place because, oh my god. Wait a minute, that needs to go up there. There we go. It is, or it has been, quite a long weekend. Because it's only been a weekend. I think it's actually been a week. I can't remember. God, I'm so... so all over the place. And nowhere at all. If you know, you know. So, I apologize in advance for the coughing. I am better. I've gotten over the majority of this sickness. It's just a little bit that's still in my chest. It's just chest congestion that won't go away. Other than that, I'm fine. Like, completely fine. So I am drinking warm drinks. I have water with me and good coffee. Non-alcoholic beverage. Which, if all goes according to plan, will change this Wednesday. Because I have an idea. It's probably a bad idea. It is most likely a bad idea. But I thought it was funny. Anyway. We're just gonna get right into it. Because this comic needs to get done, damn it. And I'm the only one that can do it. So... we press onward. I'm not going to use the G pen since it gets in the way. So, 2024, eh? Hell of a year. I've seen a lot of people do their resolutions and best ofs. I love those best of videos. Because it just shows you all what happened in 365 days. And you're like, that was this year? Wow. Like, in 1 year alone, I've gone from barely 60 subscribers, I think, like barely pushing 100, to what are we at now? 200? Which is a lot. I'm so sorry. Which I'm very thankful for. Every single one of you. Thank you. There. I appreciate y'all for sticking around. Because, oh my god, I've been very inconsistent with uploading everything and streaming and whatnot, and I thank y'all for tuning in when you do. Hello, Hudby. I got a bit of a cough still going. It's nothing serious. Just talking about what kind of year 2024 was. Honestly, I don't even remember half of what happened this year. I'm actually going to have to watch a recap to get reminded of what happened. Oh yeah, I'm feeling much better. Thank you. I'm just still got a cough. It's nothing. You know, now that I said that out loud, I am actually gonna have to go watch somehow find a recap of the entirety of 2024. Because I don't remember half of it. Mostly because it all just blurs for me. And technically I have 2 New Years. The American and the Jewish New Year that happens. Stop coughing. So I was like, wait a minute, no. That was... Whose calendar are we using? We're using the Gregorian calendar or the Hebraic calendar? Because in the Hebrew calendar, January 1st is just any other regular year. Well. Excuse me. Because calendars are weird. It's very neutral for you. A lot of bad things happen. A lot of good things. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Overall, I think this year was pretty good for me. Like then again, like I said, I don't remember a lot of it. I remember what's happened the past few months, but oh shit, fuck. There. Watched Treasure Planet for the first time today. That is the best movie ever. Okay, it's not the best movie ever. Transformers 1's got that one beat. But Treasure Planet is one of those underrated gems that not enough people talk about. Treasure Planet is my jam. I love that movie so much. Not as much as I love Atlantis, but it's still... Both movies are underrated classics. That everyone agrees are really good Disney movies, but when you ask people, what's your favorite Disney movie? They never talk about it. Oh yeah, Atlantis the Lost Empire is such a good movie. They tried to make it into a TV show that flopped, and it wasn't bad per se. They just kind of, I don't know. 2000s had a lot of, yes, they did. One underrated Disney movie that I love to death that, like, no one talks about is Dinosaur. That one is my favorite. Y'all can shut up about the good dinosaur. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Pixar. I'm talking about Disney's Dinosaur. The one where it looks fucking live action because the CGI is so good. There's a scene in that movie that I won't spoil too much, but it's definitely going to it inspired a lot of projects that I work on. Stop coughing. I love that movie so much. What also I really liked about that film is that they didn't just hire a bunch of celebrity voice actors. Most of the voice actors were just like the animators and the writers and storyboard artists and their kids. It's like I liked that. So it was like purely a passion project from the ground up. I think that was the first DVD. Yeah, that was the first movie I actually sat through and watched all of the behind the scenes. No, actually that would be Star Wars. Star Wars is they're the first films that I watched all the behind the scenes for, but Dinosaur was also one of them. I haven't seen it recently in a while, which I probably should. I probably should watch that movie again sometime. Because it's really good. It is very inspiring, story-wise. But also I get really choked up when I watch that film. That opening scene... No, not the opening scene. The scene with the, when the asteroid hits. Oh my god. I get chills every time. It's just the music, the score, the shockwaves hitting them running for their lives as the fire is seemingly chasing them like its own ravaged beast. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Have you seen the Goofy movie? I actually am one of the few adults, the few 90s kids that has not seen that movie. I know. Sacrilegious. But I do know about it. So, and I do know it's a good movie. I just haven't sat through and watched the whole thing. I've seen clips. I've listened to the music. I love the music for that movie. And I love Goofy. I think Donald's actually my favorite of the Mickey Mouse crew. I've seen the Three Musketeers. That one was a really good movie. And I know everyone sings the Goofy movies praises, and I do want to watch it, like actually sit down and watch it in its entirety one day, but I just haven't gotten around to it. I love the song Stand Out. Stand out above the crowd, even if I gotta shout out loud. Tomorrow's the only face you'll see. Gotta stand out till you notice me. Donald's second, Mickey is the least. Yeah, it depends on which iteration of the Mickey Mouse crew you're watching. Like, if you're watching, that, like, the OG, Mickey Mouse is definitely kind of dead last. If you're watching, like, House of Mouse Mickey, that's pretty fun. He's pretty funny in that one. Or, like, Three Musketeers Mickey is really funny, too. Just that, Donald, I can't understand a word you say. Just a very dry delivery of that line was really funny. Or what's that new show? The one that everyone, meme to hell? Wahapa. What show's, I think, is that one just called Mickey Mouse? Because that show is so damn funny. I've seen I haven't watched full episodes. I've just seen clips of it, and oh my god. Every clip I see is hilarious. I have the Wahapa. I have that GIF saved on my phone. I should be using it more, but God, it's so funny. Okay. Scrooge McDuck. Oh, I love Scrooge. Yeah, he's awesome. I love DuckTales. I watched that show, the new one. I didn't watch the original one. We didn't have cable growing up, but I did watch the reboot on Disney Plus. Oh my god, Dewey is my favorite. David Tennant, I think, another celebrity voice actor that they're hiring for whatever reason, but he did a really good job. He's a very good actor. And I'm surprised at the lack of Doctor Who references. It was like, oh wow, that showed a lot of restraint on the writer's part, which was amazing. I think my favorite Scrooge McDuck line that I can remember off the top of my head is, if you fail, you're out of the will. And Donald's just, I was in the will? Honestly, that was me. Donald is me half the time. I was in the will? Also, Dewey, Dewey's gotta be my favorite of the kids, because, middle child solidarity. And Ben Schwartz. You gotta love him. It's so funny. So an odd phenomenon happened when I watched the reboot, because I've always been a Donald fan growing up, but I was never much of a Daisy fan. But for some reason, when I started watching DuckTales, episode 1, I'm like, where's Daisy? When's Daisy gonna show up? I was like, where's Daisy? Guys, where's Daisy? I need Daisy. The Queen must appear in the show. And then when she did appear, I was, the Queen! Ah, Daisy! Ah! And I was just screaming the whole time. It's like, what's happening to me? I'm not even that big of a Daisy fan. What's going on? And she and Donald have a very cute dynamic. I mean, I understand in the episode why they just made her naturally understand him right off the bat, but I thought it would be really cute for her to not understand him at first, just like everyone else, but she makes an effort to understand him. And it's something that they, eventually, over time, after working at it, like a real relationship, then she understands him perfectly. Eventually they work up to it. But, I'm okay with them doing it right off the bat. Because that's cute. Because then they just had a natural understanding of each other. Also, the original voice actor for Donald, such a good singing voice. Sometimes I get that song stuck on my head. Hear my voice, hear me calling out to you. It's like, I can't sing right now because of my cough. Well, I mean, I could, but then I would just start immediately hacking up a lung. Which has been very frustrating. This is probably why I'm so ticked off. Like, just antsy this past week. Because I've just been coughing, so I can't sing as much as I used to. Because if you remember on previous streams, I would belt them out. That's the wrong setting. I would belt them out. And I do that, around the house on the regular. So when every few words has a cough, it gets annoying. I couldn't reach the high notes before, but I definitely can't now. Excuse me, sorry. am I the only one? Okay, this probably isn't. I'm probably not the only one. But growing up, as a kid, I could always understand Donald. And I don't know if that's just because, as a kid, he's actually very easy to understand, and the joke is no one can understand him, even though it's like very. If you just listen, you can hear him. Or maybe it was just me being neurodivergent that could understand Angry Duck. And half the time he gets angry in the, like in the old animated shows, he would get angry because an appliance isn't working properly. And I'm like, you know what? Same. I get so mad. If the toaster isn't toasting, then we're going to have a problem. I can understand him most of the time. Yeah, okay. So I knew it wasn't just me. But it just seems kind of funny that the joke is no one can understand him. But it's like, he's very easy to understand. If you just listen. I also love that episode where they reintroduced the Three Caballeros. Again, wasn't a fan of the Three Caballeros growing up, but when I started watching the show, I'm like, where the Tres Caballeros? Most underrated Disney or Pixar movie in your opinion? Okay. No, if I say that, that'll get me in trouble. Okay, let's start with Pixar, because I've seen most of their movies. Underrated. I'd say Bug's Life. Because that's just the best movie Pixar has ever made. It was like their first... I think it was their first theatrical release. I can't remember if it was Bug's Life or Toy Story. No, I think Toy Story was their first. So I think Bug's Life is pretty underrated. Because a lot of people talk about the best Pixar movie and they bring up like Finding Nemo or WALL-E or Coco or something like that, which Coco's fine. It's just not as good as The Book of Life. Ha ha. Totally not bitter about it at all. But like people know about Bug's Life. People know that movie. So it's really hard to pick something that's underrated, because underrated implies that people don't immediately always think about it. And I'll admit I haven't seen all of them. Like, I haven't seen Soul. I watched a Animation Pilgrimage did a video on Soul, and they thought it was pretty meh. Princess and the... No, that wasn't Pixar. I'd say also Brave is pretty underrated. But then again, I can't remember half of what happened in the movie. In the nicest way possible. I mean, I know her mom turned into a bear and they have cute bonding time and she has to mend the bond before her mom completely loses her mind and becomes a full bear. Was that it? I mean, there's also the thing with the, I'd be competing for my own hand. Oh, I cannot do the accents with this cold. I remember that scene where she's doing the archery competition and completely annihilates it. That was awesome. Wait, where's... There she is. Okay. The main problem with Brave, it was very forgettable. Yeah. I mean, the songs were good. The jokes were funny. I love Scott's people. But then, I think in the same... Was it in the same year? Someone will have to fact check me on this one. I think it was like the same year DreamWorks came out with How to Train Your Dragon. It's both years, right? Yeah, it's both years. Right? Yeah. Was that the same year, or did How to Train Your Dragon come out earlier? Hang on. You know what? I'm actually going to fact check that for myself. When did Brave come out? Alright, yeah. Pixar's Brave. I said Pixar, you dumbass. Is my cold that bad? Okay, yeah. Pixar Brave. 2-year difference. Oh, okay, yeah. Brave came out in 2012? 2012. We watched it in the theaters. In Texas. Because my brother graduated the Air Force Academy. I was in the 7th grade when he graduated the academy? That couldn't be. Wait, was that Brave that we watched at that time, or was that Ratatouille? Because we also... There were several times where we went down to Texas for a something or another, and my uncle took us to the theater. So, I got it mixed up. Alright, now... How to Train Your Dragon. 2010. Okay, yeah. 2-year difference. Have you seen the live action trailer for How to Train Your Dragon? I don't care. I'm not watching it. I don't care if that makes me sound like a cynical fat old man. I'm not watching any live action remake. I'm not. I don't care anymore. I never cared. I'm not watching it. The more I hear about live action remakes, the less I'm thrilled about them. Because what can you do in live action that you couldn't do already with animation? What do they hope to gain? The only thing I will say about the live action trailer is that Toothless looked pretty good. I mean, but some of the movements, I forgot to mute my phone, in the scenes were, like, really weird. It's like that scene when Toothless hawks up the fish for Hiccup and sits back on his haunches. Like, actually sits back on his haunches to watch Hiccup eat the fish. In the original movie, he was way back on his haunches, and it was really funny and cute. In the trailer, they replayed that scene. He sits up on his haunches and then forward on all fours again. It's like, wait, what? Why'd you do that? That makes no sense for him to move like that. Only for him to sit differently. So I think that's an instance where they wanted to keep that scene because nostalgia and Toothless being cute. But they wanted to change it to justify making a live action remake. Which the only reason Disney and DreamWorks are making live action remakes of their old IPs is so they can keep the copyright. That is the only reason they're making live action remakes. And I'll say that with my full chest. I stand by it. They don't care about art or retelling a news story. All they care about is maintaining their copyright claim. That's all they care about. And I can smell that. You can smell it a mile away. As soon as they announced it, it was like, this isn't real. There's no way this is real. And then, turns out, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, it is real. It's like, oh! Tax write-off. If a rando, Someone not in the industry can sniff out a tax write-off or just a quick cash grab, you know they're being obvious. They're not even bothering to hide it. Which is what Warner Brothers has been doing with all their IP. Making movies, spending millions of dollars making these movies, only to never release them to the public. For what point and purpose? A tax write-off. So they can claim, oh, we're almost bankrupt because none of our movies are doing well and we need money and help from the government. It's like, no, if you just released the Wile E. Coyote movie when you said you were going to release it, it would have done well. Yeah, the Wile E. Coyote versus Acme. I had no idea we were getting a Wile E. Coyote versus Acme movie until they announced that it was canceled. It was like, wait, what? Excuse me? We were gonna what now? Same with the Cyborg movie. We were gonna get a Cyborg movie, and it was done. It was done. It was completed. And then they canceled it. For what? It got so bad that the actor who played Cyborg in the Justice League movies quit. He quit. Because they're like, you promised me a movie for my character that people love, by the way. People love Cyborg. I think he's really cool, too. And then just to cancel it as a tax write-off, fuck you and your mom. Go to hell. Like, really, honestly. Honestly. They can all go to hell. Very few movie companies are still around that I don't have personal beef with. That it's like Warner Brothers won't release movies that they're making that fans would want to see, and Disney won't stop making garbage. Disney just can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop, because they follow the dollar signs. Like, I'm so glad the Mufasa movie, that no one fucking asked for, by the way. So glad that movie is flopping. Ugh, I'm laughing my ass off. That Sonic, Sega, of all companies, is just knocking it out of the park with these movies. And you know Sega's history with video games. They don't exactly have the best track record of quality, but these movies are amazing. I haven't seen the third Sonic movie yet, but I will, and I am going to watch it, because, oh my god. I'm not even the biggest Sonic fan. I, barely have read the comics and whatnot. I've never even played a Sonic game. But, these movies and characters mean a lot to me. Especially Knuckles. Knuckles is my favorite. I have to leave. Hope you have a good day. You too, Hud. You too. I just hope I don't die. Oh my fuck. I'm gonna continue ranting about, Sonic, because, oh my god, these movies are so good. I was like, yeah, I haven't even seen the third one, and I know it's good. I haven't even seen the Knuckles miniseries that came out on Paramount Plus, because I don't have a Paramount Plus, and you can't pay me to buy another subscription. You just can't. But I know it's good, because Knuckles. That's another thing that's really pissing me off with movie companies and whatnot. They're just banking on the hope, the expectation that people are going to just buy the subscription service because. It's like, why? You're not really giving us much of an incentive. I mean, the only reason I got a Disney Plus subscription is because of Star Wars. If Star Wars made their own streaming website that had all of Star Wars on it, I'd say, fuck you, Disney, I'm gone. That's the only reason I maintained any sort of brand. That's it. That's what it is. Brand loyalty. They are expecting brand loyalty from fans because of their names. Like, of course, the Disney adults are going to buy the subscription. They're Disney adults. Of course, they come back to us. We are Disney. But then they gotta realize that most people either A, don't care anymore, or B, expect better. I certainly expect better. If a freelance, unprofessional, unpaid, I think my cat wants in. Can someone get that, please? Hawk. Yeah, well, someone's at my window. Sorry. Sorry about that. But if someone like little old me can watch their movies and go, there's so many plot holes and this could have been fixed, and if you had just done that simple story tactic and they're forgetting their base fundamentals, there you go, that's how you fix that story. This is why your movie's flopping, and oops. Should have paid your animator more for that particular scene. I mean, if I, as some rando on the internet that has no idea about the movie industry, like, at all, can pick out exactly where companies were cutting corners, it's gotten bad. It's gotten bad if random Joes can pick out exactly where the companies were being cheap. Not to say that the average person is stupid, but the average person doesn't know how movies are made. Hi, Snowy Prince. We're ranting about big-name movie companies expecting brand loyalty from people just because of their name. We're mostly screaming about Disney being stupid and streaming subscriptions that no one cares about anymore. Literally, honestly, I don't care anymore. Why would I be loyal to a company that has consistently taken a dump on things I love?
Yeah. Just for lunch, I was gonna make some noodles.
Okay.
I'm wondering if you wanted some.
Yeah.
Okay. It won't
Thank
be
you.
until like 12 or something, but
That's fine.
yeah. Just wanted to know so I knew how much to make.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm recovering from having a really bad cold. I think it was the flu, honestly. I had a low-grade fever for like a whole weekend. And I've recovered mostly. The only thing that's still sticking around is a stubborn cough. So, if you hear me coughing, I'm not dying. It's just got a little bit of buildup. Yeah, fuck brand loyalty. Honestly, the only brand, air quotes, that I'm still loyal to is Lucasfilm. But even then, Disney bought Lucasfilm and the Star Wars IP. So, in order for me to be loyal to Star Wars, I have to, by extension, be, quote, loyal to Disney. And I hate Disney. I want my animation studio to have personal beef with Disney. I want that. But it's just, these companies are expecting the audience to do all the work. They're expecting their audience to do all of the work for them so that the companies can cheap out and cut corners and skip steps and say, see, we don't have to pay anybody. Why would we pay writers, an actual livable wage when we can just, write this garbage and expect people to buy a ticket and be and be loyal to us. Like, no. I mean, you can do that because Disney is still around. And it's going to take a lot for Disney to even come close to feeling the pinch. It's going to take a lot. But I kind of want Disney to start feeling the pinch. In the nicest way possible, I want Disney to get knocked down a peg. But I know the execs ain't going to feel it. It's the minimum wage workers that are at Disney. Like, the animators and writers, they're gonna feel the cut first. And I don't wish any of those people ill. I want the executives to get kicked in the teeth, but that's not gonna happen. It's just not. Well, anyway. It's sad. They can go ahead and keep making their dumbass live-action remakes that no one actually cares about and claim it as a tax write-off and say their fans are racist and sexist if they don't like their terrible writing. They can keep doing that for as long as they like. It's not gonna matter until it's already too late for everyone else. And the real not the real problem, but and another problem with this whole situation is that some audiences are buying into it. They are buying into it. How many people, the fact that Mufasa made any money in the box office at all proves that some people just don't care if it's garbage. They just don't expect much anymore. And it's really sad because an audience that doesn't expect much will accept anything. And it's like, no, we deserve better entertainment. I don't know if that makes me greedy for demanding the better, like, the finer things in entertainment, but if if independent IPs can do a better job than multi-trillion-dollar companies, that means there's something wrong with the entertainment industry on a fundamental level. And it needs to be addressed. Like, for example, I don't know what their studio name is, but the guys making Far-Fetched is an indie animated TV show about this indie garage band trying to make it in the world, and there's also supernatural creatures and a DeviantArt purple dog. It's really cool. It hasn't officially released yet. They're still working on the pilot, but I am hyped. I am more hyped for a show that doesn't even exist than I am for anything Disney has put out in the past 2 years. Except maybe Star Wars. But Bad Batch is done. It's over. That whole Clone Wars timeline is done. So I'm done. I'm not coming back unless Filoni decides to come back and do something else with the IP. I'm done with Disney. I'm done with Star Wars. It's over. Hello, Waffles. Speaking of indie animators. But yeah, the fact I'm more hyped for a show that doesn't even exist than for any reboot that Disney could possibly shit out. But another terrible, terrible part of the industry is when companies do make something that is good and peak cinema the marketing company just doesn't put in any of the work. And I'm talking specifically about Transformers 1. I still won't spoil it here until I know for sure it's been long enough for everyone to have seen it, like, on DVD, because it's left theaters. It left theaters early. Because the marketing team screwed them over. They're like, yeah, it's Transformers. Of course people are going to come see it. It's Transformers. It's like, no. Because people are demanding higher quality entertainment. So if you're not promising them higher quality entertainment, they're not going to waste their time and money. Because theater tickets are expensive. Why would they waste their $40 for a ticket when they could use that to buy a gas? You know? But Transformers 1 was a good movie. It is a good movie. It's in my top 5 favorite movies. And that's right up there with Aliens and Dread. Those are my 2 favorite of all time movies. Next to, like, Atlantis and Treasure Planet and Wacko's Wish. But, anyway, Transformers 1 was an amazing movie. It's very good. I think it's the best Transformers movie ever. And I'll say that wholeheartedly. I think Transformers 1 is the best Transformers movie ever. Even better than the 80s. I'm sorry, G-Winers. It's better than the 80s. I'm still mad about G-Winers. But anyway, not a lot of people saw it. It flopped at the box office because the marketing team didn't put in the work. What little work they did put in, no one was interested in because they mishandled and misrepresented the whole story. The second the trailer came out, the directors were like, the trailer is just the funny bits. The actual movie isn't like that. So somebody fumbled. Somebody fumbled the movie. Somebody should have gotten fired, honestly, in my opinion. Because that was just ridiculous. The trailer made it look like it was gonna be some campy, kiddie, jokey movie. But then when you watch the movie, I'm still emotionally scarred from that movie. The soundtrack was phenomenal. I'm still screaming about it. No spoilers. There was a new Transformer. Yeah! Yeah, it's called Transformers 1. It was very much mishandled by the marketing. It is the best Transformers movie we've ever had. And I know it has an all-star cast, but each cast member does a phenomenal job with their respective characters. And it's an origin story. It's an origin story movie about Optimus Prime and Megatron, like before the war. Those are really hard to pull off and introduce to new fans. Because that's what this movie kind of is. It's a soft reboot of the franchise. And I love what they've done so far. I absolutely love this new direction that Transformers is going in. I hope it continues. But that's the thing. The marketing team was mishandled, and Hasbro has announced that they're not going to fund any more movies based on their IP. Because they keep flopping. And I was just, whose fault is that, Hasbro? But that's the thing, Hasbro has nothing to do with their movies. They just sign off on the IP, on people using their products. It's like, oh, okay, so who was in charge of the marketing for this movie? Because honestly, you're fired. You're fired. And what Snowy Prince just said proves my point. Some people didn't even know there was a new Transformers film. And I think again, I've said this a lot, and I'll say it again. It's one of the best Transformers movies ever. It's better than Bumblebee. It's way better than any of the Michael Bay films, all of them put together. It's way better than all of those films. It is 1,000 times better than whatever the fuck Mark Wahlberg was doing with those other films. I mean, those are still technically Michael Bay, but no, I don't care. It is better than the 80s, and the 80s movie is one of my favorites. Consistently, it's one of my favorites, even though I'm not a G-whiner when it comes to Transformers, but that was a really good movie. It beat out all the nostalgia I have for the first Michael Bay movie, and I have a lot of nostalgia for that movie because that's the movie that introduced me to I almost said Star Wars, to Transformers. That just proves nostalgia does not win. You know, it doesn't win every time. How is everyone? I'm doing okay. If you can't tell, I still am fighting one hell of a cold. Now, why did I add all that detail on the stupid fucking flower? I'm gonna have to copy paste that for every other flower on screen. Damn it. Oh well. Okay, I'm just gonna cut that out. I'm gonna fix the line art, because that's gonna bug me. So back around to what the original conversation was. These movie companies have gotten way too lazy. They've gotten way too comfortable with the way things were before, and they're gonna get, and it's not them that's gonna get caught in the crossfire. It's the people that actually are passionate about their projects. The ones that actually make it work. That make the magic happen. They're the ones that are gonna be feeling the pinch. Not the execs that are making all the decisions. So, I mean, I don't think the movie industry is gonna crash or go anywhere. There are still good movies being made, like Sonic. Sonic is a really good movie that's being made. A good trilogy. I haven't seen the third one yet. And I know there's probably gonna be more. And there will continue to be more, because they're damn good movies. But I mean, like, Marvel's gone down the shitter. Marvel's died, in my opinion. I don't care about any of the movies that are coming out. I haven't cared since Endgame. And they keep... Excuse me. They keep trying. And failing miserably every single time. Like, the new Craven movie came out. Not Craven. Is it Craven? The Hunter? I don't care. Who cares? Who asked? Who asked for that movie? Because I sure as hell didn't. And I know I'm not the only, I'm not the only Marvel fan out there, so what I ask for is the only thing that matters. I'm not saying that at all. But I am the target audience. Well, maybe I'm not, because I'm not a family of 4. But I am a fan of the Marvel IP. More of a fan of, if I had to pick between Avengers and X-Men, it'd be a close call, a very close call between Avengers and X-Men, because while I love the Avengers movies, the X-Men movies are also really good. I love the Avengers TV shows. More specifically, I love Earth's Mightiest Heroes and X-Men Evolution. So they're pretty equally matched for my enjoyment of them, but oh my god. It's just, it's sad. It's like seeing someone who was once great, now a paraplegic, rambling, it's just someone sitting in the corner like, I used to be someone, and then they took it from me, and I'm still the greatest, and you're just like, yeah, Grandpa, time to take your medicine. I mean, that's what the MCU feels like right now. I'm still hip. It's sad. Like seeing an old dog trying to make it up down the stairs. Hello, Arkip. I have a bit of a cold, so if I sound sick and dying, I'm not dying. I'm just congested. Despite the universe's best efforts to kill me, I persist. Let's lose people's money to make tickets. Yeah, exactly. I just don't care anymore. Like, I used to be mad. I used to be mad about cash grabs in the industry. Even though a lot of movies are just cash grabs, and their whole point is to make money because it is an industry, and they gotta make what sells. I understand that, but it's a movie. I like when a movie makes me forget it's about money. I like when a movie feels like it was made out of passion because someone had a story that they wanted to tell and needed it out in the world. There's no need anymore. I can't feel the passion. I don't feel it anymore. I still am passionate about stories, but when it comes to, the blockbusters in Hollywood, I don't feel it. I don't sense the passion. And when I do sense the passion, it's overshadowed by the fact that it's like, oh, the movie didn't do well, so we had to cancel the whole project. It's like, no. There was something here. It's almost as if the movie industry doesn't want, it doesn't want good product. They don't want it anymore. They just want what makes money. And I'm sorry, Marvels. Just because you haven't, characters that people like, we liked the comic versions. Not whatever the hell you're trying to market us. In order to make people like your movie, they have to like the characters. And you're purposefully writing characters to be unlikable. At least that's what it feels like. It feels like they're writing characters and movies to be unwatchable. Just annoying. And bitter. Spiteful towards their audience. It's like, you do realize your audience is the one that's paying to watch these movies and streaming and whatnot. You can't just call them a bunch of idiots and expect them to not get mad and not expect them to get mad about it. You can't call your money makers a bunch of racist bigots and then I'll have the nerve to act surprised when they don't watch your movie. And then you call them a bunch of racist bigots, and the cycle continues, because what did we learn? Fucking nothing. I wish Disney would stop making garbage, and I wish Warner Brothers would start making something. And Paramount, for the love of God, do not go down the live-action remake hole. Please. You're going down a path I can't follow. Anakin, you're breaking my heart. Stop. Stop, come back. You know I'm distraught if I'm quoting Star Wars, the best franchise ever. Miss the 2D. I know, I miss 2D animation. Or at the very least, I miss movies that look 2D. Like, I know Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse wasn't 2D, but it at least looked it. Each frame looked like a comic book. And I love that. It was artistic. Who made Into the Spider-Verse? Was that Sony? Sony! Can we get more of that, please? I know movies are expensive, but please, can we get more of that? Can we get some more of that? That's what people like. This is what the people want. We want art, not slop. We don't want sloppity slop. Also, just makes me sad that movies that I actually do like either just don't do well, or they do well, but it's like, the people working on it immediately quit because of the expectations of the industry are terrible. They're horrible. We cannot make bricks without clay. Pay your writers and artists and animators what they require. For fuck's sake. Rome was not built in a day. You have to spend money to make money. Pay attention. Come on, even I know that. Anyway. We're into side. I think these marigolds have turned out really well. I'm surprised at myself. You know, just saying the I cannot make bricks without clay bit, I know that's like a common phrase, but I pulled it from the Sherlock Holmes movie. The one with Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock. Oh my god, we only had 2 movies of that cinematic universe, of that cinematic version of Sherlock, and oh, holy hell. Those movies were peak. You can tell the writers loved Sherlock. They loved mystery, and they loved story. You know, intrigue. And they loved the characters. Unlike the BBC, who you'd think would be the one to actually, you know, give a shit about Sherlock because that's like their IP. That's like British People 101 is Sherlock and Doctor Who. But no, the BBC Sherlock was so bland, boring, and stupid and spiteful. It was spiteful. You could feel it. It felt like the writers hated Watson. It's like, what the fuck? Also felt like they hated their audience and was like, or they were, it either felt like they hated the audience or was just pandering to the audience, like saying, oh, obviously Sherlock and Watson are gay and we're gonna make a joke about it every single goddamn episode, to the point where it's no longer funny because it was never funny. It's like, God, commit to the bit or drop it. It wasn't funny. And that's coming from someone who's like Ace. You know, as an Ace person, all the sex jokes were not funny. You know what's sad? When Star Trek has a better version of Sherlock Holmes than the official Sherlock Holmes. Star Trek has better fan fiction of Sherlock Holmes than the official IP. And Star Trek is an American show, I think. Yeah. How do you fumble that badly? I forgot how to draw people. Precisely. It's embarrassing at this point. As I was starting to say earlier, I used to be mad, but now it's just, I'm sad. Hello, puppy. It's just embarrassing at this point. I hate to say it like this, but movie company, studio execs, get good. Get good. It's ridiculous. We're starving out here. We're starving for good content, and you're purposefully gatekeeping it. What the hell? You know, honestly, the Wile E. Coyote movie is complete. It's finished. So, like, what studio executive is hoarding that movie and keeping it in their own private theater? Who's doing that? Warner Brothers, what the fuck? It's not a very bro move. It's better at drawing skinless people. A very useful tool to have in your arsenal. You know, artists and writers are one of the few people on the planet that are allowed to know some of the most fucked up shit about the human body and facts about anatomy and, you know, like history and torture and whatnot. We're the only people where it's like socially acceptable for us to know that kind of shit and just casually know it and it not be a weird thing. So it's like, why do people shit on writers and artists so much when we're the ones that actually know all this random all this random trivia? You better hope to God we don't decide to put it to good use. It's like, y'all realize I could snap one day, right? Y'all realize we could snap one day. These people are obsessed with true crime. we'd get away with it. But also, since we're smart, we know we wouldn't get away with it because the forensics always catches up. So that's the only thing keeping us. The only thing keeping us down is forensic science. So artists, we need to get secondary jobs as forensic scientists so we can cover for each other. Some mustard soup. What the hell is mustard soup? I'm assuming you're talking about like mustard seed and whatnot, and not like just the actual, not the condiment. At least I hope that's what you're referring to. I think actually these marigolds need to be more red. Hold on. Stand by. Marigold's got the red bits. You want to talk about an underrated show that Disney canceled for no fucking reason because they screwed themselves over? Tron Uprising. Sorry, I'm still mad about that, Disney. Remember when the Tron phase was at an all-time high because of Legacy? And a lot of people didn't even realize there was an original movie that came out in the 80s that was also awesome and groundbreaking from a technological standpoint. Because the whole movie was digitally animated. And that was like the first time. Not the whole movie, but like the movie was animated digitally. And that hadn't been like a thing at that time. Anyway, the show, Tron Uprising, is about what happened in between the first film and Legacy. So this is like before or during Clue's takeover of the grid. Like just after the ISO war. And oh my god, that show is so fucking good. It's got Elijah Wood in it, voicing Beck, the main character. And they got Bruce Boxleitner back to voice Tron. Yes, he's alive in this show. It makes sense when you watch it. And oh my god, the soundtrack for that TV show alone should be enough for people to watch the show. It's only like 18 episodes, which is they fucking canceled it. But oh heavens to Betsy, that show is so good. It's about revolution and standing up for yourself and inspiring other people to stand up against the tyrannical regime. It's really good stuff. It totally didn't almost inspire me to start my own revolution. People just need a symbol to rally behind. Tron lives. Sweet, slightly bitter, salty. There's bacon. Okay. Oh, hell. Not that one. That one. One thing I also really liked about Tron Uprising, and yes, I'll still be talking about this for a while, the show doesn't just say all soldier, regime bad. It says the leaders of a regime that don't care about the people, they're the bad people. They're bad. But there are some programs or people that are loyal to a regime for their own reasons. And in their minds, they're right. We mostly get that through the perspective of a character named Paige, who is also the love interest. I love her to death. She's such a badass. And she has her own reasons for following Tesla and following Clue, which Lance Hendrickson is also a voice actor in this show as General Tesla. Oh my god, Lance is such a good voice actor. Cream. It's a good show. Good soup. One thing I really like about the show Tron Uprising is the sound design. I think I said it last stream, and I'll say it a million times over. If the sound design of a TV show annoys me, I'm not going to enjoy it. I have to enjoy and like the sound design. Everything else would get... It doesn't matter how good XYZ is, by your opinion. If the sound design annoys me, I'm not watching it. I can't. Which is why I still have problems. I can't rewatch Transformers Prime, guys. I'm sorry. I've tried so many times to rewatch Transformers Prime. I can't get past certain episodes because at that point I'm like, alright, I can't anymore. I can't. I just go right back to TFA because TFA uses Skywalker sounds. And it's not annoying. So the soundtrack, also the soundtrack in Tron Uprising is amazing. The it's not just dubstep, it's also orchestral. It's electric orchestral, if that makes sense. You know, it's peak. It's peak. The new one is way too long. Okay, that's a I beg to differ. I think The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance is one of the best shows Netflix has ever made. And the original Dark Crystal, while good, didn't have as much substance that I liked. Well, I mean, it did, because I love the show. I mean, I love that franchise, but Age of Resistance is just so good in every way, shape, and form. I know, I get a lot of people said it has very slow pacing, but that's kind of the style of Jim Henson's storytelling. It's very slow paced. It's not breakneck speed, and when it does move fast, it moves fast in a way that feels natural. Like, you feel the natural progression of time. Which I get for as a storytelling standpoint, some people would find very annoying. Because you kind of just want to get a move on. But revolutions take time, you see. I love that we get to see the society ruled by the Skeksis, knowing full well what the world turns into. Like, if you've seen the movie and then watched the TV show, oh my god, every little detail speaks volumes. Because you're just, oh my god. At least that's how it's like for me. I mean, I'm a die-hard Dark Crystal fan. Like, even before the TV show was announced, that was my favorite movie growing up. Uh-oh. Okay. Mom's coming with the medicine.
Homemade.
I'll just use that one for now. Alright. I can spoon myself.
No, I'm gonna feed it to you. There you go. Yeah, see what happens.
Homemade cough medicine. Onions and honey. No cayenne pepper? Okay, it wasn't actually that bad. It kind of tasted, like sweet and sour sauce. I got some of it on my hands. Stand by. Anyway, agree to disagree, Arkip. I think Age of Resistance wasn't long enough, honestly. I wish it went on for another season. Well, I think that's just me being greedy. They canceled it for reasons that I think are completely asinine, but at the same time, I get why it was expensive to make, because all of those puppets were puppets that they handmade themselves, which is very impressive. But it also just makes me sad because the writers that worked on the story were very passionate about it. So their vision will never be realized. Their vision for the Dark Crystal will never be fully realized. Because the show got canceled and they can't go and take their story and finish it. I'm sorry, my chair's really squeaky. They can't go and finish the story that they wanted to tell. Because Netflix owns it. And now Netflix will do nothing with it for the rest of time. Unless by some miracle they decide to bring it back. I don't think they will. There we go. The world building in the Dark Crystal universe alone is enough to make several TV shows. And they've made comics. But sadly, the story of Deet, Rianne, Brea, and Celadon will never be fully realized. Because Netflix pulled the plug. I don't know that show. Then again, I haven't looked at Netflix in a long time. It pissed me off. The last time I looked at Netflix and was like, oh, was, the Rise movie. Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was the most recent case of me going, oh, Netflix, hi. But, as soon as they refused to release it to theaters like they said they were. Oh, it's a YouTube series. My bad. Sorry, we were just talking about Netflix, and I thought we were still on that. Okay. Oh, yeah, YouTube series have been popping off. I think we need to give them more of our focus, because this is just getting ridiculous. They're honestly expecting us to give a damn just because. It's like, I'm sorry, but we just can't anymore. It's not just that we can't be bothered, because we could be bothered. We could be bothered to give a damn every once in a while. It's just the execs don't give a damn, so why should we? You know? They obviously don't care. Fuck. Not what I meant to do. Good enough. So, long story short, it's up to us. It's up to us to get the stories that we want to watch out into the world. And as painful as it may seem, and as long as it's gonna take, the people that care will be here for the long haul. The ones that matter. Sending up illegal fireworks right in front of our doorstep. Oh no. I think my family's gonna do fireworks. I don't know. I'm planning on live streaming New Year's Day because we don't have anything. We don't have any guests coming. So that, you know what, I might as well stream it. But I don't know what's gonna happen Because I wanted to do this, this one thing. But it's like, yeah, is that actually a good idea? Should I do that? Because I actually want to get work done on the comic. Because as you can see, we've been at this for how long? An hour and a half. And I'm still just coloring the background. I haven't even started on the shading and rendering. Well, I'm technically rendering with the coloring. But I haven't even started shading anything yet. Balls. Okay. Oh my god. Meanwhile, here in America, they just hand out fireworks like they're candy. They're so easy to get a hold of. They should be illegal, honestly, with the amount of fires that we have every summer. But no, they just keep handing them out. I think they are kind of illegal to fire off in the middle of summer where I'm at. But people somehow keep getting their hands on it. It's like, what the fuck? Can y'all stop setting shit on fire for, like, one season? Can we have one season where nothing's on fire? That would be poggers. I'm disgusted with myself for saying that. But, honestly. I think it's a human nature thing. We just like setting things on fire and blowing shit up. We like things that go boom. It's very satisfying for the magpie brain. I honestly don't know why. Yeah, you said waffles. That's okay. It's fine. Just gonna... Alright, now that that's mostly done, I'm gonna deselect. Oh, fuck me, I could have done that. Never mind. Oh well. Okay, here's one predicament that I'm facing right now. I want this comic to be done so I can move on with my life, but I don't want to rush it, you know? I want it to look as good as I can make it. Because this is also practice for my actual comic, graphic novel, Dreamwalkers. And I want to, like, practice some techniques and whatnot. And I know this to be what I want. But it's just taking so damn long. And I'm starting to get impatient, but it's just, nah. Do I want the regular story that I would have told anyway but looks mediocre? Or do I want a kick-ass story that looks amazing, as good as I can make it, but it just takes 12 years to make? You see? That's kind of where I'm stuck. Because I have an ending. I don't have it all scripted, but I do have an ending planned for this story, and it's a long ways down the road. It is a long time coming. But I'll be dead before I finally get around to finishing it, you know? Alright. Yeah. Hey, Zenti. Yep, we're finally back to this comic because I had a hashtag mental breakdown and decided to just say fuck it. We gotta get shit done. Some mental breakdown. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Can't believe America, they don't have Oli bolin. Deep fried dough with raisins and powdered sugar. Yeah, I'm surprised we don't have that. We deep fry everything. We deep fry Oreos, which is amazing, by the way. Don't knock it till you try it. Deep fry an Oreo. Guys, if you want a next level experience, deep fry an Oreo. You'll thank me later. Your health won't, but it's like your stomach won't, but your mouth will. Oh, this is far from being my final breakdown. I'm having one right now. And I'll be having one later today, and I'll have one New Year's Day. Yeah, I think this one YouTuber I follow, Onigiri Nana, I think she put it best with, this is just the time of year where it feels like the world is ending, but it's also a time of new beginnings. So it's just this weird amalgamation of wanting to start over, but also feeling like everything's on fire. Alright, where's the... I need the reference for the camp. Here it is. Well, Zenti, to answer your question about how we feel about 2024 coming to an end and moving into 2025, which doesn't even feel real. To quote the best scene in BoJack Horseman, a show I've never even seen once of, I've never even seen, the honest answer is I'm doing pretty shitty. But I don't really have a reason to be doing shitty, so I just say I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I wish this cough would go away. It's getting so... It's not annoying. Well, it is annoying. It's not to the point where I can't breathe, because I can breathe. I can breathe just fine. It's just sometimes when I start talking, you know, it gets in the way. But, oh god, I'm coughing so much I'm getting a fucking headache.
Sorry. Would you like seaweed with this?
Mm-hmm.
Korean or regular?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's amazing how I understand that.
Oh yes, we love the sickness here. Oh. My mom just brought me noodles, so I'm going to... I'm amazed we're even getting one page done, and that's kind of our average, one page per stream. So I'm gonna eat this. So if you hear slurping, it's because I'm enjoying some noodle. Lunchtime. Don't worry, guys. I'm still here. I'm just eating. Is there honey in this? I'm gonna scoot back here so you guys don't hear any obnoxious slurping. Because I find that always annoying. So it looks like we're working with glass noodles, onions, green onions, sesame seeds. I think this is corned beef with some kind of sauce on them. And I smell honey. So I think that's what we're dealing with here.
You want both?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Korean on that side. Regular or nothing. What you doing?
Working on my comic. Because I'm panicking that I'm not getting anything done, so I might as well just get the comic done, because I can do that by myself.
Let's play what's in the food. Do you really want to know?
I kind of gave him a rundown of what I think is in here.
Spices. Yeah. Rice noodles.
Trying to scoop some up into some nori. Oh, nori makes everything better. I fully believe if you can put it in a sheet of nori and roll it up, do it. Because nori makes everything taste better. Especially sea salt nori. Now, it comes in different flavors. There's, like, the most popular one, I think, is Korean barbecue. I'm struggling with these glass noodles, guys. Can I stop coughing for just long enough to slurp up some noodles? Fuck's sake. Oh my god. My sister didn't break the glass noodles. So they're like, the entire bowl is one noodle. And I'm struggling. Try not to accidentally eat my hair. It's good though. So while I'm eating, let's I don't know, what's your guys' favorite emote to spam? Let's keep the chat alive. What's y'all's favorite YouTube emote? Or emoji, I don't care. I don't really use emotes on Twitch. I mean, on YouTube. I just use the little heart things that pop up at the side. With the cheers and whatnot. But on Twitch, I think my favorite emote... I mean, the custom ones are really funny if you have gifted subs. But I think my favorite one is the Ace Flag Hearts. I love that one. When I did have a gifted sub to Big Puffer, my favorite emote was either Joel, which is like a little skeleton guy he has with him, or the Cotton 40K. That one was my favorite emote to use. Whenever something embarrassing would happen, I'd just spam that. I'd throw it up in the chat. It's like, gotten 40K. And it was just him bringing out his camera with the flash on. It was really funny. Hot. Oh my god. It's good, don't get me wrong, but my god, trying to swallow glass noodles while it's still hanging out of your mouth and halfway down your throat feels so weird. I almost gagged. Excuse me. I think I'm almost done with my coffee. Yep, I am done with my coffee. So, I'm gonna switch to water for a bit and then bust it into this monster, because I need it. My goodness. Holy shit, these noodles are 5 years long. It's longer than One Piece. What the hell? Again, I apologize for the slurping. It's noodles, you kind of have to slurp it. You're gonna kill me with these noodles, man!
What?
You're gonna kill me with these noodles!
Sorry. What do you mean? They're too long?
Yeah, I can't slurp them up. Guess I'm only supposed to pick up 2 noodles at a time. Oh, this is a lot of food. I might have to come back for seconds on this one. Nori is so good. It makes everything better. I fully believe it. Stand by it. God. Oh, that... Okay. I forgot Korean barbecue was actually kind of spicy. That's one thing you gotta keep in mind when dealing with Asian spice. Japanese spice is nothing. Korean spice got a bit of a bite to it. Chinese don't know what spice is. The Taiwanese, careful. Tread lightly. Anything south of China, they know spice. Like the Taiwanese, the Viet Cong, the India spice is no joke. Everyone, y'all can shut up about South American spice, and I respect and appreciate that y'all have spicy food, but y'all ain't got nothing on Indian spice, like authentic Indian spicy food. Holy hell, you won't find it. Because if you go to an Indian restaurant and they see that you're white and you order spicy, they'll give you the medium. They'll give you the mild. But if you're like actually... If you look Indian, they'll give you the real stuff. So what you do is just have an Indian friend and send them in to pick up the food. To get the real authentic spicy experience. And then you die. Because they will kill you. I say this with all the love in my heart. The rabbi's wife, my rabbi's wife is from India. Oh my God, she's learned over the years to tone down all of her spiciness. Because she'll cook her food and go, it's not spicy. And then everyone else is like dying. It's like... And I'm sitting there like, oh, this is delicious. More, please. Put in the milk. The milk. And she go, really? It's not spicy. I toned it down. I was like, please. But then again, most of our congregation was a lot of elderly women that think garlic is spicy. It's like, man, y'all would not survive in Romania if you think garlic is spicy. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to blow my nose. I will mute for that, because that is gross, and I don't want that on stream. Alright, I'm gonna mute real quick so I can blow my nose. Okay, we're back. We're back. Holy my goodness, guys. Alright. I am gonna... No, if I wait for later, I'll never eat it. Oh well, I'm too full. I'll come back to that one. I'm gonna put it over here on my other table so I don't accidentally knock it over. Okay. coffee is done. I should probably make a new pot after stream. Because boy, howdy am I gonna need it. For 2 hours into the stream, we haven't even finished one page. I am out of practice. But then again, are you seeing these backgrounds? I'm going crazy over here. But then again, when am I not going crazy? Alright, back to work. Escuchen. That's listen up in Spanish, but it sounds like scoot in, so I keep saying it. Righty. Somehow, I've accidentally deselected oh, wait, hold up. It's selected. I can't use the lasso tool. Nah, let's use the Sumi. I made an official channel OC. Hey! I saw that earlier, but I didn't read it out loud. Oh. A part of me kind of wants to do stream clips for the channel, but at the same time I'm like, do I want to keep that on this channel or just make a whole second channel that's just stream clips? Because I have ideas for some, but then again, it's just the idea curse. I have an idea for something. Am I actually gonna do it? Probably not, because it'll just stay an idea. And I won't know how to actually execute it. That's why I haven't... That's honestly why I haven't been making videos recently. I'm not sure if I want to Like, I know I wanted to do something new, but I wasn't sure. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it. And it's getting to the point where I'm not even sure if I'm going to do it. Excuse me. Honestly, at this point, I'm tempted to just use the haggard emoji. Not emoji. Sprite for myself for this whole stream. But I don't feel that terrible. I don't feel that shitty. I sound crappy, but I'm fine. The only thing that's really annoying about this whole thing is singing is really hard now because I'm constantly coughing. And if I'm coughing a lot, I get a really bad headache. Which are just not fun. But show of hands, who here actually thinks having a headache is fun? Exactly. Oi! Get away from that. Sorry. Get. My dog was sniffing around something, and there was my power cord was right there, and I don't want him stepping on it. Because then I'll have to kill him. And nobody wants a dead dog on their conscience. John Wick will come after me. I'm sorry, buddy. Ah! Ah. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to erase that. Whoops. Bass? There. Alright, there we go. So I'm locking in, guys. This background is going to get done if it's the last thing I do. Good, good, good. Ah, this needs some polishing. Let's just make it smooth. Yeah. Yeah, that's all it needs. Just make it smooth. There we go. Shaboom, shaboom. Elena, 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 shaboom, shaboom. Life should be a dream. If I could take you up in paradise up above. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love, life should be a dream, sweetheart. Okay, you need help. He opens his box with a clown popping out. Oh, yeah, the Jack in the Box. And he gets, like, traumatized. But how does he deflect it? Like, like, how does he, brush off that, like, pretending like it didn't scare him? Because usually you gotta be, take into consideration different people's fear responses. Right? Does he when he like the fear response are usually fight, flight, or freeze. So, say for example, his fight response is say flight. So when the Jack in the Box thing pops out, he's gonna like push it away, or like and shove it under a box somewhere and never look at it again, or like refuse to even go near it to touch it. The freeze would be like it jumps and he just drops it and just freezes for a second, breathing really hard. If his fear response is fight, which is kind of like my fear response, if it's fight, he'll yell, go, drop it, and maybe like kick it and say, "Stupid toy," and like pretend it just made him angry, rather than admit that it actually scared him. And then he can like pick it up and like shove it in a box somewhere, and like be like, "Ha! Take that." But that just depends on the character's fear response. I have trouble with fear responses. Okay. Yeah, it's no problem. And also, what scared him? Was it just the noise that scared him? Was it something popping out at him that scared him? Or was it the actual clown that scared him? Or was it all three? Or does he, just naturally not liked things that go pop. You know, like, a lot of people with trauma, especially explosive type traumas, hate being around balloons because they feel like they're just gonna pop at any second, and they're loud, and they don't make the sounds they make when balloons rub up against each other is not pleasant. So I don't hate balloons, but when it comes to like handling them, it's pins and needles. I'm on eggshells because I'm trying not to make the thing blow up in my hands because it scares me. And then when I get scared, I get mad. So I just, fuck you! Which is my initial fear response to anything that scares me. Is to just yell and say, fuck you. Stupid jump scare. Hate it. It's lazy writing. It's like, but no, it actually scared me. And now I'm mad that it scared me. It's funny, despite my objection towards jump scares, I love Five Nights at Freddy's. And my reasoning behind liking Five Nights at Freddy's but hating jump scares is because with Five Nights at Freddy's, when you get jump scared, it's game over. That's it. Jump scare, bah! Done. And I'm less mad about it than just the constant building dread of a jump scare could happen at any time. Which is also kind of a trauma response. I don't like things that can... I don't like surprises. I don't like being caught off guard. Oh, this thing could happen at any moment. Shut up. Go away. I need something to be reliable. I should probably play... Yep. Play with it, make it sound natural. Yeah, like, there's this one scene in the movie Elf, where it's his job to test the Jack-in-the-Boxes, and it's just like... Check off works. Next box. Oh, God. And still screams every time. That I don't like Christmas movies all that much, but oh my God, that scene genuinely made me laugh. It was one of the few scenes in that movie that got a genuine laugh out of me. it just me or is that a really darn good squirrel? I've never seen that movie. It's not Christmas anymore. Yeah, I'm so glad Christmas is over. Oh God, I can breathe again. I'm still gonna get Christmas ads because, you know, now everything's being sent back to Walmart. And now I'm gonna get people going, Happy New Year! See you next year! I swear to God, if someone says see you next year to me on Tuesday, instead of just saying see you tomorrow, I'm gonna throw something at them. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Like, I'm not streaming tomorrow because of that reason. Because I'd end stream right there. If someone goes, see you next year, instead of saying see you next time, oh, I'd end stream right there. It'll be a 5-minute stream. I'll end it right there. I don't care. I hate that joke. It's not funny. You're not quirky for saying it. Excuse me. I'm dying. Oh my God, finally. Oh, well, the colors are done. Now time for the shading. Fuck me. Looks good so far. At least there's that. Hmm. Honestly, I think there's only one person in my life that would actually pull the see you next year gag, and that's my brother. And I don't think he's coming up this New Year's. And as mean as it sounds, good. As mean as it sounds mean when I say it, but I mean good, because then he'd make the joke, which is not a joke. Ugh. Clip. Hard light. Let's do 80. 80%. I have enough for 2 days. Oh my goodness. It's still, my family still celebrate. It's still Hanukkah for us, so we still have a lot of, jelly-filled donuts and, latkes to power through. That's the wrong layer. And they wouldn't have it because they're fully shaded. But they might have a second layer of shading because they're in the dark. There we go. That's good. That is good. Now, for rendering, what I'm going to do is, don't ask where the accent came from. You know, to fake shading and highlights, what you do is just color the line art. There. See, look at that. That's half the shading done. Look at that nice rim lighting on the flower. I just changed the colors. And wait, this is on a different layer, so. See, this is what I'm talking about when I say the rendering is gonna kill me. It's because I'm adding shit like this. To like line art and stuff. Alright, that's the only place that I've actually needed extra shading and lighting. Everyone else here kind of just needs some rays. Don't ask why, but I've got the movie version of the Underdog theme song going through my head, and I'm just started thinking about the movies. Don't ask why. I haven't seen that movie in literal years. Why am I now thinking about that film? Now, here's where, or for when things get really hardcore. Like, are you seeing this, guys? Are you seeing the fundamental difference this is making to the the process of creativity? Are you seeing this bullshit that I'm putting myself through? I am coloring line art. Don't you see? Look at the difference it's making. Very minuscule. And it's an extra detail I am purposefully adding to the stomach. Ugh. But, I mean, look at that. Looks like something out of a Disney movie. Not to, pat my own... Not to dislocate my shoulder to pat myself on the back, but... Mwah! Ugh! I do good work. I should save. Please don't crash on me. Please don't crash. Please. Oh, oh my god. Woo. Oh, it almost crashed on me. Oh my god, guys. Alright. Next page. Oh my god, what am I getting myself into? What am I getting myself into? This looks really good, and I'm very proud of how it looks, but holy god. We are at 2 hours and 47 minutes. Granted, like, a good 20 minutes of that was eating lunch, but still. Oh my god. I'm gonna go use the bathroom. Alright. BRB. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Back from the dead. Zombie. Zombie. God. That is the song Zombie by Family Force 5. If you haven't checked out Family Force 5, I highly recommend it. They are insane. Oh my gosh, you guys. What am I supposed to do with this amount of fucking detail I'm throwing in randomly? What am I supposed to do? This is getting out of control. Like, it looks good, and I really like it. Holy God, is it gonna drive me crazy? Crazy. That was crazy once. I won't start.
Yep. Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go fucking insane over this stupid comment. Steve! Sorry, I gotta yell at a cat. There you go. Well, damn it. It looks good, and I want to commit to it. But at the same time, I'm like, this is a fan comic that I don't want to spend any more time on than I have to. But I want it to look good because a lot of people liked this story, and I like it too. It's not that I don't want to spend time on it. It's not that I don't want to work on it. I do want to work on it. It's just I kind of want it done so I can do other things. Like work on my other projects and like dedicate time and focus to that. Because I don't want this to take the rest of my life. And what I'm probably gonna have to do is shorten the timeline of the story. Which is fine, because I didn't have it all scripted out anyway. It was just, like, plans. So I'm gonna have to figure out how exactly I want it to fit all together. And just say, alright, it's just gonna be very fast-paced. And there will be assumed time skips and whatnot. Or I'll just say 2 weeks later. Or, like, it's like several moons of fighting later, you know, I'll just have a bunch of time skips, because, I mean, yeah, anyway, holy shit, this looks good. How long have we been streaming? Yeah, almost 3 hours for one page. Was thinking of getting the live stream, but I'm stuck with a very limited device. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, there's how do I do the live stream? So what you do is you have several options. I use Prism Live Studio because OBS stopped working on my computer, like completely died. So I use Prism Live. It's free. And it doesn't take up a whole lot of RAM. Because I have a Core i3 computer, which is like the low end of computers nowadays. And I'm doing all this with my live streams. Sure, my drawing program freezes every time I hit save because the file gets so big, and my computer does run a little bit warm when I'm live streaming, but if you're only streaming for like 3 hours, it's not that big a deal. You can usually get away with it. I'd say that's just about it, because I can't remember exactly how you get started with a live stream. You just start. You just hit go live. Oh, since you haven't probably live streamed before on your YouTube channel, you will have to just hit go live, and there's a few things you have to do on YouTube's end. For your first live stream, you have to, like, submit a request to live stream, and it'll take 2 days. And it's for security reasons. But since you've had your channel up for a while, you won't have to wait as long for to post links in the description, because if your channel is like brand new, you won't be allowed to post links in videos or in descriptions for like a few months, because you need that what's it called, channel history. Oh, I forgot that bit here. But for live streaming for the first time on YouTube, there is a little something that you have to like click, and it'll take like a few days for it to approve. But then once you click it, you can live stream anytime you like. Steve! Hang on. Oi! Bugger off. Go. 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 Not yours. You have your own food. Ram. I'm just gonna close my door. Sorry, baby girl. Stupid ass cat. Anyway. But then once you get that out of the way, you can just like get any old software that you want. I find it better. Now, some streaming softwares you can start your own live stream stats start to finish, but I prefer to start it on YouTube and then just have my software connect to YouTube and use the pre-existing my broadcast, because YouTube has its own specific parameters that you have to fill out. Like, say it's not for you gotta say your live stream isn't for kids. You gotta tell it to not use your videos as training for third-party AI. You gotta tell that to fuck off. You gotta go into the tags and set up that, put in your own custom thumbnail, which you don't have to do, but it's just a good idea. Once you start with the custom thumbnails on a live stream, it will not allow you to go live without using a thumbnail, which is annoying as hell, but hey, it is helpful. So yeah, just those things to keep in mind to get started. One thing I like about Prism Live that most other softwares don't have for free is you can dual stream. You can, I think it's actually called multi-stream. You can multi-stream on any platform with Prism for free. Now, other softwares will have you pay for such a service. But, yes. Now I gotta let the cat out. I know you don't like closed doors. Go on, get. I haven't utilized it as of yet on this channel. But that doesn't mean I don't plan to. Spoilers. Saying your character holding a tray. That'd be really cute. I don't think I'm gonna finish this page because I can my voice is starting to go and I need to give it a rest and take more medicine. And I want to listen to music that isn't copyright free. That's one thing that you'll have to keep in mind when streaming. Steve, bugger off! Sorry. That is one thing you'll have to keep in mind when you, when live streaming. Any background music you play, make double extra sure it is copyright free because YouTube will slap you across the ether for that. Yeah, I'm gonna finish Short Tale here and call it quits for this stream. It's not hurting, it's just... My cough is getting worse. So we're gonna finish this and then move on. So, the plan for this week is I want to get back into streaming because I'm sick of not doing anything. So, stream today. Probably not gonna stream tomorrow because I have a thing to go to that evening. And, I don't know. I don't like streaming when I have a previous engagement. I don't know what it is either. Wednesday, New Year's Day in America, I will most likely be streaming. Most likely, don't hold your breath. Don't know if it's gonna happen. Sorry, it's not the... I'm all over the place. Yeah, I need to end stream soon. It's going to happen, but there's an aspect of the stream that I'm like, should I or shouldn't I? Alright. Whatever. Yeah. So, I will be dealing with all that later, and hopefully my computer doesn't crash. So, oh my god. Each page is gonna end up looking like that. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. But we're gonna monetize it. We're going to monetize not each and every page because holy crap, sometimes I just want to veg out and get these pages done. But we're gonna monetize the hell out of my mental illness. Thank you all so much for watching. I am gonna take some cough medicine and get myself some nice warm drink of something. Because I need it. And I will see you all Wednesday. Probably around the same time. I don't know. Discord just bedinged. And I will, see you then. Hopefully on a different page. Steve, I swear to God. Steve! No. Steve! Alright. I'm trying to end stream. Bye.